Hi, third graders. Welcome to Wednesday of Week 2 of Biographies. Here's a Cesar Chavez quote. Nonviolence is not inaction. It is not discussion. It is not for the timid or weak. Nonviolence is hard work. It is the willingness to sacrifice. It is the patience to win. Goals for reading today are to learn even more about Cesar Chavez and to add to our notes about his childhood, adulthood, and accomplishments. We will be synthesizing because we're going to be using information from a third source, which is a video, to add to those three subtopics. After you finish watching this video, you'll watch a video about the person you are researching, and then you'll take notes about those same subtopics on your notes from Monday and Tuesday, but you'll use a different color. Today I used purple. You can choose a third color if you'd like. After that, you're going to write long about the person you're researching. I want you to think deeply about her, his character traits, decisions and actions, and greatest accomplishments. Okay, let's watch the video first.
Today, we are going to talk about Cesar Chavez.
Okay. So now we're going to add to our notes about our three subtopics. Before we do, I just want to remind you that you can check back to the slideshow that goes with any of the videos this week for the list of character traits, for a reminder about important versus interesting information, and reminders about social identities. Okay, here are our notes from Cesar Chavez for this week. So on Monday, we took notes in black. On Tuesday, Mrs. Warren showed you how to synthesize from the second source, and she wrote in blue. Today, I chose purple, so now we can see that we have information from three different sources. Our character traits and biggest influence are still in red. I hope your notes look like this with the different colors. Okay, so today we learned some new information that he was born in 1927 in Arizona, and we learned that he had Mexican American heritage. Those are all the things that I added to this slide, to this subtopic from the video today. For his adulthood, we learned that the UFW is still active today. People are still members of it and they're still working towards equal rights for farm workers. And we also read that Cesar Chavez believed and spoke about that it is never fair for someone to be mistreated because of their heritage. And you remember that his heritage was Mexican American. For his accomplishments, we learned that the grape strike in 1965 in Delano, California lasted for 5 years, but they never gave up. So we also have our list of important words. Down here, I added hunger strike and I added Latino. So you can add things to your list of important words that aren't necessarily defined in the sources that you're reading. You may need to look them up or ask someone what they mean, and then you can add them to your list of important words, words that someone would need to know in order to understand the person's life who you're studying. Okay, let's get to those big questions. So we're going to be digging a little deeper and thinking about who or what influenced this person along the way. And also, we're combining, like we did last week, the question about the character traits and how those led to this person's greatest accomplishment, including evidence for both. So, who or what influenced Cesar Chavez throughout his lifetime? Cesar Chavez's experiences growing up influenced him to fight for farm workers' rights as an adult. Cesar grew up in poverty and had to work for the big growers, picking crops and moving from place to place. He experienced unfair treatment by the growers, such as having to work without shade, water, or fair pay. He even had to drop out of school in 8th grade to work in the fields to help his family earn enough money. Cesar saw how hard life was for him and his family, as well as for other farm worker families. These difficult experiences led Cesar to work as an organizer and an activist to fight for change. As an adult, Cesar studied the life of Gandhi, who used nonviolence to fight for change in India. Cesar Chavez always used nonviolent ways to fight for better treatment of farm workers. Like Gandhi, he organized protests, marches, boycotts, and hunger strikes. Gandhi was an important influence in Cesar Chavez's life. So all this information in my answer came from my notes. So before I wrote that, I read back through my notes and really thought about what influenced Cesar Chavez to do the work and the accomplishments that he did. And I got information from all 3 slides to write this first answer. I'm going to do the same thing for my second answer. I'm going to read through my slides and think about Cesar Chavez's character traits, his greatest accomplishments, and what's the evidence for both of those. So what character traits describe this person? How did these character traits help this person reach their greatest accomplishment? And what is the evidence? Cesar Chavez's greatest accomplishment was helping farm workers join together to fight for better working conditions. He started the UFW, a union that still today helps protect farm workers from bad treatment. Cesar Chavez was a hardworking and determined leader. He did not have much money or formal education, but he fought for equal treatment for farm workers and got very rich growers and corporations to agree to his demands. He studied nonviolence and used his strong will to lead strikes, boycotts, marches, and even hunger strikes. Even when a fight took years, he never gave up. Cesar Chavez is an American hero. So I hope you recognize a lot of the character traits and evidence from my notes in my answer here. Okay. So today, farm workers have more protections than they did before Cesar Chavez's life's work. However, life as a farm worker, and especially as a migrant farm worker, is still very hard. So at your next meal, when you eat something that a farm worker picked for you, be thankful. Someone worked hard in the hot sun to get healthy food from the farm to you.